Declan Rice reportedly wants to play alongside Morgan Rogers at club level as well as for England, with Arsenal increasing their interest in the Aston Villa attacker this summer. According to Football 365, Rice is playing a leading role in Arsenal's efforts to persuade Rogers to move to the Emirates. Rogers has developed into one of the finest young players in England and continues to impress with his performances for Aston Villa. The attacker is regarded as one of the club's most important players, and his consistent displays have attracted significant attention from across Europe in recent months. Aston Villa are keen to keep Rogers in their squad, but the club understand that retaining him could become difficult after another outstanding campaign. His performances helped Villa secure the Europa League title this summer, further increasing interest in his future ahead of the new season. Paris Saint-Germain are also monitoring Rogers closely as they continue strengthening their squad. The attacker is now viewed as one of the most exciting talents in European football, and several leading clubs are believed to be considering a move for him during the current transfer window. Arsenal believe Rogers could add more quality and depth to their squad after winning the league title and reaching the Champions League final. The Gunners are determined to remain competitive at the highest level next season and see Rogers as an important addition to their attacking options. Rice is reportedly leading Arsenal's charm offensive as they attempt to secure a deal quickly. Rogers is believed to be interested in the opportunity to join a bigger club, while Arsenal are hoping to complete an agreement as soon as the World Cup comes to an end. Declan Rice's role in Morgan Rogers' transfer to Arsenal as hope grows at World Cup. Arsenal are keen on a summer transfer swoop for Aston Villa star Morgan Rogers, who is currently away at the World Cup with England. Arsenal are hoping Declan Rice and their fellow England internationals are able to convince Morgan Rogers to complete a move to the Emirates Stadium this summer. Mikel Arteta's side are huge admirers of the Aston Villa playmaker and have made signing the 23-year-old a priority. The Daily Mail claims the Gunners are using their three Lions stars to convince their international teammate to join the Premier League champions. It's claimed both Arsenal and Chelsea would be willing to discuss a deal in the region of £85 million, with Villa needing to sell players in order to comply with financial regulations. That being said, Unai Emery's side have made it clear that Rogers is a key part of their squad ahead of a return to the Champions League. Villa are said to be aware of the rising price of midfielders in the current market and have to consider a 20% sell-on fee agreed with Middlesbrough as part of his move to Villa Park. The report says Rogers is open to a move to the Emirates Stadium, and we'll see what the Premier League champions can offer. Rice has reportedly been working his magic on international duty at the World Cup, while Bukayosaka, Eberechi and Noni Madueke are also in the England camp. It's claimed Arteta wants to add 4 or 5 quality new additions this summer, as they look to go one better next season and win the Champions League. Rogers is top of that transfer wish list, while Atletico Madrid forward Julian Alvarez is also admired by Arsenal. Sporting director Andrea Berta knows the Argentinian striker well, signing him at Atleti from Manchester City. The Gunners have also been offered winger Christos Tzolis from Club Brugge, while Alex Scott is also being linked with the Gunners. Arsenal need to sell players too in order to find their transfer business, with Gabriel Jesus, Leandro Trossard and Gabriel Martinelli all linked with moves away from the club this summer. There's also question marks over Ethan Nwanery's future at the club. With the transfer window now into its second week, it remains to be seen who the Gunners will unveil as their next signing. Mikel Arteta has vowed to pursue top-tier talent, particularly in attacking positions, while Josh Kroenke is insistent that the Premier League champions must not rest on their laurels. All indications point towards another summer of big spending, potentially eclipsing last year's record, £250 million expenditure. A central midfielder, winger and striker are understood to be the primary targets. For the time being, the World Cup 2026 appears to have stalled most clubs' transfer business. Following the tournament, Arsenal are expected to act swiftly, mirroring their approach from July last year. For the time being, the World Cup 2026 appears to have stalled most clubs' transfer business. Following the tournament, Arsenal are expected to act swiftly, mirroring their approach from July last year. Arsenal are reportedly using Declan Rice to help persuade Morgan Rogers to make the move to the Emirates Stadium. Rogers is currently representing England at the World Cup, where fellow Arsenal players Rice, Bukayosaka, Eberechi and Noni Madueke are also present. Arteta sees the Aston Villa midfielder as a top transfer priority and an improvement on his current options on the left side. The Daily Mail claims Rice in particular is using his close proximity to Rogers to influence his decision ahead of a potential summer transfer. Unai Emery's side have made it clear that Rogers is central to their plans as they prepare for a return to the Champions League. However, it's reported that both Arsenal and Chelsea would be prepared to negotiate a deal worth around £85 million, with Villa needing to offload players to comply with financial regulations. The report states that Rogers is receptive to a move to the Emirates Stadium and is keen to hear what the Premier League champions have to offer. Newcastle were reportedly caught off guard by Tottenham's bid for Sandro Tonali, having previously only discussed his potential move to Arsenal or Manchester City this summer. The Magpies turned down an £80 million offer from Spurs for their Italian star this week. According to The Telegraph, a source said that several clubs had expressed an interest in signing Tonali, but nobody had met their valuation. Spurs are said to be the first club to make a formal approach for the 26-year-old. This follows reports from Fabrizio Romano 2 weeks ago that Arsenal had made inquiries to gauge Tonali's availability. The central midfielder emerged as a transfer target towards the end of the January window, when Arsenal were informed of his desire to move. A transfer failed to come to fruition, and no formal bid was tabled, but rumours have persisted in recent months that the Gunners remain keen on securing Tonali's services.